also it is number 23, Greg Woolley, Chris Eash, number 17, E is involved in this thing. And as far as Mike Ward was concerned, the tag he took on the inside wall wasn't that bad. He came across the racetrack. It was getting T-boned that has done the severe damage here. This is a serious, serious accident.
Oh, it absolutely is, Steve. Mike Ward tumbled down the front straightaway upside down a couple of times before being tagged by Bobby Davis Jr. And, of course, the Davis crews, there are more cars upside down in the foreground. We can identify the 2H or Rich Bubeck, otherwise we can't tell who's involved.
Now watch the 5th car in this picture. He comes down and hits Mike Ward. That forces Mike to the left. He takes a brutal shot on the inside retaining wall, but now his troubles really begin. Hard to believe a 1,250-pound car could get this high in the air. The wing is of no use here because he never really gets upside down. Now you'll see coming into the picture the number 10 car, Bobby Davis Jr. He could not possibly avoid Mike Ward. When Davis got on the brakes, he was rear-ended by the red 29 car you see on the left. That is Jim Bowden. But there was more damage than just that quartet. Mike Ward continued to take a beating.
He's the one that was hit the hardest and the one we're most concerned about at this particular moment, he and Bobby Davis Jr. Let's take one more look at it as we watch Ward tumbling down the front straightaway toward turn number 1. This cluster of cars coming right in behind him. There's the 29 car getting up on top of the 10 car of Bobby Davis Jr. That's Jim Bowden. And once more impacted is the 61 car of Mike Ward. And finally, Chris Eash in the 17E crashes into the whole lot. A really rugged collision. And let's hope everybody walks away all right. Notice, too, on the left side of your screen that 4 other cars are also tangled up. That's Bubeck, Kenny Conrad, Greg Hodden, and Greg Woolley. They are not as seriously damaged. Now, here's an extraordinary view of this crash. Here is Bobby Davis Jr. trying to slow down and is hit from the rear by Jim Bowden. Terrific impact. But now, let's go down to Steve at the scene of the crash.
Well, Brock, you hear the roar of the crowd behind me? It's because Mike Ward of Memphis, Tennessee is crawling up of this demolished sprint car. He was unconscious momentarily. They had put a neck brace on him. They were lifting him out. He came to, grab the neck brace, threw it away. Oh, these men are so very, very tough. He's obviously shaken, and I'm sure he'll go to the hospital. But as you can see, he's moving under his own power. Right now, let's go to Brock with Bobby Davis Jr.
Well, Steve, I'm probably with the most disappointed young man in the place right now. Bobby Davis Jr., of course, back at the back of the field after running in second spot, then involved in that crash. I guess most important of all, though, Bobby, are you all right?
Oh, sure. I'm okay. You know, that number 10 car is real safe, and I just hope all the other drivers are okay.
Everybody seems to be all right. Exactly what happened? I know you were trying to run up through the field, obviously, to get back.
Well, like when we was riding around there, this Memphis racetrack has got a problem with the draining on the front straightaway, and the water just runs down on the front straightaway. Well, the guys that started in front of me, you know, they tried to run on the top of the racetrack, and Mike, he got loose real bad in the water and turned the car completely sideways, and for some reason it just took a left right into the fence way in front of me. And he was flipping way up in the air, and I was trying to dodge him, and then I was done slowed down and everything, and I guess the guys behind me never even seen him or nothing, and they just started hitting me, and I hit Mike, and it just kept on like a chain reaction.
Wow. Unfortunately, it's what happens in this kind of competition every once in a while. The most important thing is that you're all right. We know you'll come back and get up front again, but once again, we're sorry you're out.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Brock, good to see that Bobby Davis Jr. is indeed okay. His number 10 sprinter, well, it's a pretty tough old girl itself. It'll be repaired and race again. Stick with us. We'll be back with a restart of the A-Maze.